Well. It says recording in progress. I'll just start my timer here and be completely unprofessional like I always am. So wait a minute. Hold that thought. I see you're drinking 2%. Is that because you think you're fat? Because you're not. You could be drinking whole milk if you wanted to. Napoleon, give me some of your tots. Well remembered. So, what is going on, my fellow fart knockers and dillweeds? Welcome to another episode of Yet the Gen X Locker. It's me, your host, Ant Master 5, coming at you from 8 feet underground, as always, somewhere at the base of the Catskill Mountains. So, what are we talking about today, tonight, this week, today, Monday, whatever the hell it is? We are talking about, say it in the back, we're talking about school friggin' lunches. School lunches. So I kind of been this was been this has been brewing. What I did was I put it up on the Lockers Facebook. I put it up on I think I put it up on the Insta, or maybe I just asked the poll. I really wasn't asking like what was like what was your favorite lunch, or high school lunch, elementary school lunch, junior high, middle school, whatever the hell they call it this week. But I just wanted to compile some thoughts, being that I I do have a lot of friends from all uh, parts of the state, country, and some even of the world. But unfortunately, none of my UK friends chimed in on this one. So, or neither did my cousins in Italy.
I can add to that.
Of
When you
course you
get when
can,
you get
because
to
you're
it,
obsessed with
they
England.
call them school dinners.
School dinners. Well,
Yeah,
because it's
and
afternoon.
they actually have a roast dinner for one of their options.
A roast dinner. So they offer a roast dinner in England
Yeah.
for and I have tea in my peanuts mug, which is my Halloween peanuts mug, which I personally think I shouldn't be using until
No,
the first week of October.
I don't agree.
So when it comes to school lunches, I have vivid memories. And I have and I like I said, I've compiled a pretty decent array of commentary and people's favorites, and some oddballs are in here too. My Facebook friends and that have chimed in, and one even gives a price. We'll get to that in a second. Uh, so let's break it down into several equal parts. So my elementary school was it was pretty big. It was a good size, good size. It was a pretty big elementary school, and I came from. We've heard this before. I came from a township with three elementary schools, and we basically merged in the middle school and the junior high school. So I think pretty much everybody in that school system was under the same flag, and I think everybody pretty much had the same type of school lunches offered to them. Mm. So our school lunches were from what I've compiled. My school lunches on Long Island didn't really differ from my friends that were in the city, like in Manhattan proper or the five boroughs that went to the PS school systems, the public school, PS 172. And then a couple of my Catholic school friends in here as well. A lot of these schools didn't deviate from like a specific meal plan. I realized.
Did you have to pay
Yeah, we paid for it. Yeah,
free now?
yeah. Of course they're free now. No, it wasn't like a lot of money, but I do remember paying. But I don't remember like my niece and my nephews. They have like a when they were in school, because now they've all since graduated. Uh, there was like a bank
Yeah.
that you paid into. I can't vouch for my well, I think my step nieces and my step nephew. I can't vouch for them. I don't know if they have a bank. They probably do. Not
Yeah,
like Bank of America, but like a bank for the
it's an
school
account
lunch. An account. I called it a bank.
with their
But
smart.
ours were pretty basic. Yeah, you had hamburgers. Wait, actually, you know what? I got to do this. My buddy Ricky actually. I'll go to this. My buddy Ricky actually posted this on. He posted on my Facebook or the Lockers. This is good. Where am I? Where am I? This is unprofessional. Okay. high school really had us drinking milk with hamburgers at 11:30 in the morning. And that is so friggin' true. So with that being said, that was a staple. You had either the cheeseburger or the hamburger, and you had the very small selection of condiments, mustard, ketchup, that you can put. It was there was a small table like when you went off the lunch line in my elementary school. It was like literally it was a small table, and it had salt, like a salt and pepper shaker, napkins, a napkin dispenser, and a thing of mustard and a thing of ketchup. Which of course those kids, I don't remember the kindergarten kids. I don't remember going to the cafeteria, but those that went to the cafeteria from grades 1 through 5, boys, you know they're just gonna fuck with the ketchup and the mustard dispensers. Look at me. So and then of course, like a lot of other people, there was a lot of other school systems, excuse me, the pizza Friday. And it was like everybody got all crazy about it. Being the son of a pizza man and born into a family that owned, two pizzerias.
You're the son of a pizza man.
Yeah, is that a song? I
The preacher
I
man.
wasn't I wasn't having it at all. Now, which I find funny because some of my Italian friends, Joey, uh, they were really into it. And I was like, this is, and yeah, no, no, to each their own. I understand. I get it. If pizza was your thing on, the pizza Fridays, hey man, go with God. I will quote Austin Powers, it's not my bag, baby. I thought it was greasy and soggy and tasteless, and and it was always the same. It was always this poor excuse for Sicilian. It was just this giant, square pizza. We did tacos as well, and then a coworker of mine brought this up. There was always two milks available, and that was it. Which is funny because, like, in Napoleon Dynamite, he distinctively tells, "Oh my
Yeah.
God, what's her name? That she was in Waterworld. Oh my God, not Tina.
Yeah,
Come
well,
get some ham. Oh gee, Lord, was it? It wasn't Jen, was it? No, I don't know. You can Google it and help me out here.
Will milk
Um, but okay, I'll bring that up too. So he brings up, oh yeah, I see you're drinking, 2%, like what I said in my intro there. Uh, 2% wasn't a thing.
No,
No, that wasn't a thing. You either had whole milk,
Deb.
Deb. Okay, yeah, Deb was in Napoleon Dynamite. Okay, that was the character's name. So she was drinking 2%. No, yeah, we did not have 2%. We either had whole milk or chocolate milk. That was it.
Let strawberry.
And I don't remember the strawberry milk mix, to quote my friend Doug. Uh, we had we in elementary school we did not have vending machines. There were no vending machines for chips, dips, whips, and a little soiree we're cooking up. The Breakfast Club. My producer brings up the Breakfast Club. Will milk be made available? We're very thirsty, sir. We could get dehydrated.
I've seen her when she's
I've seen her when she's dehydrated. It's not pretty. No, there were no vending machines. There were no snack machines. That didn't come into play. I'm trying to think. Not even middle school for me. That definitely didn't come into play until high school. That wasn't a thing. Definitely, especially a vending machine for beverages. But like most kids,
But I went to town for lunch.
yeah. Okay. So we had that luxury in high school, that you could leave and you could, go, only, I mean, if you stayed within the parameters of the lunch period, you could go off, could they say off campus? You can go off campus and you can get like, a slice of pizza at one of the local places, stuff like that. In my second high school, we didn't do that a lot. We pretty much, most of us just stayed, we stayed on because it was a bit of a drive to, like, go I don't know if I was thinking of any of the local eateries, McDonald's, but that was in Jersey. That was unprofessional. Excuse me. All right. So compiling a list of what a couple people said. My buddy Audie, he brown bagged it and PB and J. Now, the reason why I'm starting with Audie is because I brown bagged it as well on a many of occasion. But being, from an Italian American household, I mean, we PB and J was like that was a treat. That was
Yeah.
that was something simple, and I marveled at that. I was like, wow, check this out. It's bread with jelly and peanut butter because and that was on Wednesday because on Tuesday I had venison marsala with mushrooms and onions and a half a goddamn loaf of Italian bread. That was the thing. My brother and my dad, they hunted, so anytime they got a deer, the venison marsala was until I met my friends in the Hudson Valley. I didn't know that venison deer meat could be made in any other way. I really didn't know, And then there was people like in my high school, they were making venison jerky and venison meatloaf and venison burgers, and I'm like, all my parents do is make it marsala style, like it was veal marsala or chicken marsala. So yeah, come around that first week of December, like when hunting season started to like kind of die down a little bit, and especially if my dad and my brother both got this, both got one. Oh yeah, I was up to my elbows in venison masala. But my mom would also give me, leftover pasta azul, which I hated, pasta badan or pasta basil. Now,
Potatoes, peppers.
oh God, yeah, we and I that was wait. Let me break it down for the non-Italians. Pasta azul or pasta fagioli. That is pasta with beans. Pasta badan is your pasta with potatoes, and pasta basil is your pasta with peas. And they're all generally made the same way. You see this pumpkin right here? That's about how much garlic my mom would put in it. So if you sliced up this novelty pumpkin, that's about what you're gonna get. And all the dishes were made the same, except just those ingredients was what changed. You either had the pot, you did the pasta. The pasta was what stayed. You either had the peas, the beans, or the potatoes. I didn't care for any of them.
Or the zucchini.
Honestly,
or the cahoots.
nah, my mom didn't make the one with the gagoots. But I was just it was very I mean, sorry, ma, but I just it was too much goddamn garlic. And I know there's I have subscribers and listeners that just think I'm like just a complete abomination of my culture because I'm complaining about the amount of garlic. But there was too much. So my mom would give me that. That was on the occasion. Meatloaf. All right, so meatloaf was a big thing in my family. I've mentioned this before on the locker. I think I might have like on the road trip episode, maybe. American meatloaf that you got in a diner that had like brown gravy. No, there was none of that.
Yeah.
My mom made Italian style meatloaf with garlic and
It was
onion.
a big.
And yeah, it was a giant meatball, formed into a loaf and sliced. But she did do like a tomato paste and ketchup glaze, on the top. Point being, Ant Master 5, that was a staple leftover that came to school lunch. But she would slice it and put it on white bread, on Wonder Bread. That was a strain that yeah we were allowed white bread in our house. We weren't allowed mayonnaise. We weren't allowed mayonnaise. Like I only had mayonnaise at like friends' houses, or like if I was like at my aunt and uncle's house, and if they like made potato salad or macaroni salad, but mayonnaise. My mom didn't mind it, but my dad, I should have got my drumsticks to make the crust. So meatloaf sandwiches was a thing. And of course, she didn't do peppers, but she definitely did the potatoes and eggs. So it was scrambled eggs with potatoes, and it was never in white bread. That got slapped into a hero. And that was the only time my mom would actually wrap my lunch in foil. Every other lunch sandwich was in cellophane or cling wrap. What is this, English breakfast?
Yeah.
That was the only time I got the tin foil. Uh, and then the standard cold cut sandwich. My mom would do a ham and cheese, or For those of you that like Wunderbar, ja, Carl. Do you like the Wunderbar bologna? I was a fan of bologna, except only one bologna. Boar's Head. That was the
Yeah.
only
Boar's
bologna I liked. Bologna and white American on white bread with a small smear of mayonnaise. Got to be Hellman's.
It wasn't to bologna and ketchup for a
Not
while.
not Miracle Whip. Bologna and ketchup.
Yeah.
That just sounds country.
On white bread.
Yeah. And then there were people that fried bologna, which we didn't do.
Which we have.
That was pretty much it. But what I was getting at was I was able to. My mom did break it up, so I was able to buy school lunch, and that was kind of like a treat for me. And I do admit, like I said, this kind of was the whole thing for most of the state was the pizza Fridays. I wasn't buying lunch on Friday because I wasn't buying that friggin' pizza. No offense to the kids that liked it. It just wasn't me. So Fridays, elementary school, middle school was definitely a brown bag lunch day. Of course, elementary school, I had my awesome Star Wars lunchbox. I have a lunchbox right now that I'm just using for pew pew cleaning equipment, and my stepmom gave it to me, and it is Star Wars. I should have brought it over. Thinking about that's really it on my end. So like Tuesdays and Thursdays, or sometimes 3 days a week, I would buy lunch. I do remember tacos. I remember being a fan of the tacos. And you're very simple, as my buddy Scow mentioned, it was gringo tacos. They were seasoned, but that was it. And there was none of the soap herb in there, the cilantro. And it was basic. It was just chopped meat. And it was kind of done in like a bar method,
Yeah.
where, you could put your meat in the taco and your cheese in the taco. And that was about it. But now we have to get to the list before I talk about anything else. So a lot of people, my friend Greg, let me see the list. Here we are here. Pincus and McCarthy. My friend Greg mentioned the Pizza Friday. Here's this one's a doozy. I don't know where Nicole is from. I don't know if she's a transplant. I mean, I know she's in this area now. Rice and gravy that she said was absolutely amazing. Rice and gravy. That's what she had. Now, this I'm compiling from what people wrote on the Facebook locker, and then on my Facebook. Right. I have to take off my glasses. The ice cream scoop mashed potatoes are Kristen, who we pray for. She mentioned that, and as soon as she mentioned that, it was like I got the visual. I just saw the lunch lady there with the hairnet and the ice cream scooper, and just putting this round dome of mashed potatoes on your styrofoam tray. Taco Day, and then a lot of people mentioned Taco Day. Was it Taco Tuesday?
Taco Tuesday.
I don't know, but no, I don't know if that was a thing. Our Tanya, she mentioned the chicken patty with rice and gravy, which I think is funny. So Tanya got a chicken patty, and Nicole didn't get. Nicole just got rice and gravy. Our friend Brian mentions that he had chicken chow mein. Who the fuck had chicken chow mein?
We did. Here.
No, you didn't.
Yes, because
nobody had chicken chow mein.
I remember the chicken chow mein.
Tamisha mentions that she had tacos and a salad bar.
Yeah.
And salad bar comes up again. My friend Russ, coworker, mentions the salad bar. Audie, like he said, PB and J, and brown bagged it. Yeah. My friend Glenn mentions tater tots. Eddie from the Realms of Metal, his in the Realms of Rock, a great online store. Check them out at therealmsofrock.com. They now have their own domain, therealmsofrock.com. Great merch. You can buy tapestries, you can buy cassettes, vinyl, CDs, and t-shirts and hoodies and all of that good stuff. So his other half mentioned, I did no research on this. You're not going to know this one unless anybody went to the Port Jervis school system. The Hambo sandwich, the Hambo. And yeah, a couple of people chimed in on that. They were like, "Oh yeah, the Hambo."
What is it?
I don't know. I don't remember it. I don't remember, but she said the Hambo. So I gotta look. It's on there. I apologize for not being prepared, but I'm just mentioning what she mentioned. She mentioned the Hambo. I vaguely remember. I mean, I remember our breakfast. I just don't remember that. I'll get to the breakfast in a second. Okay. My brother from another mother, practically family. My buddy Jerry. He's got his own YouTube channel, Derry X Dines. I he's the one that mentions a price. Now he was in Orange County, New York. He had a all you can eat 25-cent spaghetti lunch with several different kinds of sauces. Now Jerry being like me, born and raised Italian, you know, his dad, my dad were paisans. They're both born in Italy. There's something to be said about us when we like this what we call stunad american, you know, stunt Italian food because it's not it's you know it's Olive Garden. It's not Italian to us. But for some reason we're like, hey, this ain't half bad. So he was like, you know what? Really wasn't half bad. And I didn't have it, but I would agree with him by proxy, just because if I was like, 12 or 11 years old and that came my way, I'd be like, yeah, I'll try it. But the pizza was just a no for me. What else we got?
All you can eat.
That's what he said. He said it was all you can eat for a quarter. Now here's something that comes up, and I didn't even put it like on the names. Everybody mentions this: chocolate covered peanut butter squares.
We didn't have that.
But a lot of people in this area had it. I didn't have it, and like somebody mentioned it. Kristen mentioned it. Our local Kristen,
Yeah.
she mentioned it, and then the other Kristen. So two Kristens and Elisa, like that's a math equation, mentioned these chocolate covered peanut butter squares.
Like lunch lady, something there. That's the name of them.
Lunch lady, sloppy Joe, sloppy Joe. Now,
Said
what did you say?
the Neapolitan ice cream slab.
Oh yeah, the Neapolitan ice cream slab. How was that served?
On a plate, it was in like a waxy cardboard thing.
It sounds like something that you.
Vanilla, chocolate, strawberry, and you peeled off the thing. It was just on a plate.
Yeah, I don't remember that. Now I do remember that Dixie cup. You be quiet because everybody know. I want everybody to be quiet because we know what I'm going to say next. What am I going to say? Whisper it. The wooden spoon. Oh God, you could feel it on your tongue.
Yeah.
This is why I have an aversion to tongue depressors. It's just like,
yeah,
have that.
They still have them.
Oh God, you could taste it.
They still use them.
And then we had something that I've seen. I don't know if it's a resurgence or if it just never went away. But that triangular ice that like it looked like a little cone.
Yeah, we don't.
And you ripped off the top, and it was either cherry, orange, or grape.
Yeah.
They go grape.
Since COVID.
Yeah, we had that. We had like an ice cream cooler in high school, and I apologize. I'm like mishmashing everything together between like elementary school and middle school and high school. I remember having an ice cream cooler where you would open up the drawer, the sliding door, and you go in there head first and be like, "Hey, well, what do you got?" And it was your typical Blue Bunny shit, like
the vanilla ice cream with chocolate.
The strawberry shortcake with the crumbs on it.
The chocolate eclair one.
The chocolate eclair with like the
crumbs.
But then there was like some kind of like nougaty middle. It was like a chocolate middle.
Yeah.
Now we had breakfast in my high school in homeroom. This was the weirdest thing. Me and Jeff actually mentioned this not too long ago. For those of you that knew me from high school, Springstead, show us your boobs. Anyway, inside joke, moving right along. That was a teacher. I don't even remember who said that. So we had these wrapped up bagels. I won't out her last name, but I remember a classmate, Jen. I remember her mom being a lunch lady, and I could still remember her wrapping up these hot bagels in foil with either ham and cheese or sausage and cheese. No egg. No egg. These were our breakfast sandwiches. That was it. And you got like one in homeroom. And now here's my theory. Here's my theory. I would get a sausage and cheese bagel, and then I would get myself a small Minute Maid orange juice, or I would get myself the ham and cheese hot bagel and a small Minute Maid orange juice. Now, when you think about the construction of this sandwich, you have a bread device, you have a cheese device, you have the protein, and then watch what I picked for a beverage. So now, technically, when you think about it, if you break it down into several equal parts, if you had Wonder Bread and you slapped some boar's head bologna, and you slapped some boar's head ham on it, and you slapped a piece of American cheese on it, and then you slapped another piece of bread on top of it, and you ate it as a sandwich, would you drink orange juice with it?
No.
No, no. But here I am with a hot ham and cheese bagel sandwich at, 0700, chugging down a Minute Maid OJ. Weird how that doesn't translate well when the sandwich is no longer on a bagel, now on bread and served cold. Weird. Kind of like Bill Cosby, chocolate cake, and you need something breakfast to drink. Grapefruit juice. This is not your child. And that was pretty much it. We had the hamburgers, we had tacos. There was always some kind of chicken nugget or chicken device. I vaguely remember, like, I don't want to call it fish and chips.
Yeah, like fish sticks.
But I vaguely remember like fish sticks or a fish sandwich.
And there was always like a spaghetti with this.
There and
meat,
yeah, and
the meat
yeah,
sauce
I remember I could see the meat sauce on the pasta.
Those little pellets.
But unlike Jerry, there wasn't no all you can eat at 25 cents.
We didn't have that even.
And that was the school lunches didn't really, at least in my schools, and like I said, I transcend to two different school systems. I have my Long Island school, and then I have my school up here, and there wasn't a big difference. A lot of us brown bagged it. Those who didn't brown bag it, purchased said food item, and it was always the same thing. You always had the stoner kids that would just sit there with a bag of cottage fries potato chips. I cannot believe I remember the name, and an ice cream sandwich, and that was their lunch, and just sitting there, sucking down a Pepsi. Soda machines wasn't a thing.
You should see what they give the kids in France.
What do they give the kids in France?
They have a bread basket on the table.
Come on. So the kids in France have a bread basket
with fresh rolls in it.
Well, they're French. I wasn't allowed soda drink. I wasn't allowed soda drinking. I wasn't allowed to do the soda drinking. My mom was like not a big fan of soda. It was like only something we drank like if we were at like a barbecue or like at a special event. So, soda was never like a thing. And then I remember it like being like, like this health conscientious thing, like especially during the Clinton administration. I mean, come on, it is the Gen X locker. And was it there? That was a thing where they started like removing soda machines out of the schools and stuff like that. So I can't recall. I can't recall soda machines. I do recall in my high school. I do remember that big black vending machine with the very fine logo written on it. I do remember because I remember getting a very fine orange juice. The 1 minute warning.
Remember that apple juice?
Yeah, I remember the apple juices, and that was the fruit punch. So what did you guys have for school lunch? Were you a fan of school lunch? Did you take your school lunch? Did you brown bag it? Did your mom or whoever at home make you a school lunch? Make you lunch for school? We think of the movie Overboard, but she's putting the M&Ms in the bread. Of course, you can always hit me up here on the Gen X Locker at Outlook.com. Drop a like, drop. This is why we don't edit here at the Gen X Locker. Why? Because editing is for wimps. but drop a like, drop a subscribe. Please like and subscribe. Please share. And let me know what you had for lunch, what was offered at your school if you were a fan, if you weren't a fan, what was what was completely like on your radar that, oh my God, I can't wait to have it. Like I said, a lot of people, it was all for about the pizza, the taco, the chocolate covered peanut butter square. Still don't know. And if you brown bagged it, what was your staple? Was it a cold cut sandwich? For those people that aren't from this area, they would probably call it a lunch meat sandwich. I don't call it lunch meat yet. Cold cuts. Or was it, the classic PB and J? Inquiring minds want to know. So as always, kids, keep it here, and we got some more fun stuff coming up. The Halloween episode is in the works. Uh, I am not going to launch it until we're well into October Rust. So not yet. And for those of you who don't know what October Rust is, it's one of the greatest albums written by Typo Negative. So, without further ado, we're going to end our broadcast day, and I'm just going to go over here and do it like I always do because we don't edit on Gen X Locker. So, keep it here and stay tuned for more fun stuff, and peace.